Hey look, today I'm going to show you a very undersaturated method that can help you make more money, whether you have a dropshipping store or an affiliate product. But look, this method is not going to help you make $1 million in 1 month, but it will help you make a minimum $3,000 a month or $750 a week. So if you look here, this is basically one of my stores doing this method and it's been pretty decent. It's not a $100K month, but it's a $3,000 month with literally zero ad spend. So I'm basically keeping half that money, which is like around $1,500 a month in profit. And to be honest, this was just a side project to see if this method even works. Now, to do this method, here's what you'll need. Well, you're obviously going to need a phone, an internet connection, and time. Because look, we're doing this method with literally $0, right? Which means we're not spending any money. So as a result, we're going to be spending a lot of time. And lastly, you'll either need a dropshipping store or an affiliate product. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be showing you this method with a dropshipping store because this is what I tested it on. Although you can still do the same exact thing with an affiliate offer. So I recommend following this criteria of a winning dropshipping product. So first, try to find a product that's actually saturated. And the reason for that is because you want to find a product that actually has a lot of content. Because we're not going to be ordering the product and making our own content. So find something that has a bunch of content already on TikTok, for example. Secondly, you need a product that's around $10 to $40. And the reason for that is just because it's a bit easier to sell. Third, you need a product that's mostly used by women. The platform we'll be using, it's mostly women dominant. Men are not going to be spending a lot of time on this platform. So as a result, you need to find a product that women mostly use. And lastly, this product needs to be easy to handle. For example, if you have a product that has a bunch of variants, it's going to be a bit hard to handle. Or if you have a product that's a bit too big, the shipping for that is going to be pretty expensive. So find something that's a bit small where there aren't that many variants in it. So here are some examples. So this heatless hair curler is a good product because one, it's small, so it's easy to handle. It doesn't have that many variants, so it's only going to have a few different colors and that's it. Also, it's very saturated, so if you actually go on TikTok, you're going to find a bunch of content for this product online, and it's going to be between $10 to $40, so it's pretty easy to sell. And lastly, women are mostly the people are going to be buying this product because, women are the ones that curl their hair, right? So if you do this method on this product, is going to work. Another one is this anti-aging eyelid tape. Basically, you just put it on your eyes and it makes it look like you're anti-aging. So you can find a lot of content for this product online, which means it's pretty saturated, which is good. It's between $10 to $40, and it's pretty easy to handle because it's just a one-time thing. There aren't that many variants, and it's pretty small as well. So the shipping is not that expensive. And lastly, it's mostly used by women, although men obviously still use this. It's just that women are the ones that are dominating the market. And lastly, this acne patch remover is a very good product because again, it's very saturated. There's a lot of content on it online. Secondly, it's $10 to $40. Women mostly use this, although men obviously also get acne. And lastly, it's pretty easy to handle because there aren't that many variants for it. Now the goal here is you use the content online for whatever product you chose, and you go to Pinterest and you repost those content on a page of your own. Now you'll make a store that makes it seem like you're the original creator of the product, and you'll make a Pinterest page that basically goes back to the store. So it looks like you're the original creator of this whole thing. And you'll just be reposting videos all over Pinterest, and that's it. So let me show you how. Okay, so the first thing I did is I actually went on TikTok, and let's say I'm just gonna choose the heatless hair curler just to demonstrate this whole method for you. So the first thing I did is I just went on TikTok and I searched it up. Heatless hair curler, that's it. And then I saw this page by the name of Abby Young. She basically had a video of her demonstrating how to use the heatless hair curler. So basically what you do is that, for example, you download the video on Snaptik. So you copy the link and you go to Snaptik. So you take that video without the watermark, the TikTok watermark. What you do is that this is the video. You take it and you just literally drag it to Pinterest. And then what you do for the title, you don't have to overthink this. So for example, if you actually look at the beginning of the video, she's saying, stop doing this for your heatless curls. So all I gotta do is just say the same exact thing for the title. Stop doing this for your heatless curls. And you can also add emojis too if you want. But now the second thing, which is actually very important, is that in the description, you can say whatever you want. But the thing that you have to keep in mind is that don't forget to give credit to the person, because that's the whole point. If you're doing this without giving credit, you're basically stealing. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do instead is actually repost the videos of the influencers on your Pinterest page. And then in the description, you'll be giving them credits. So for example, I just say at Abby Young. I actually forgot her name, but basically Abby Young, whatever her name is. So as a result, if this person, for example, if they came and they saw that you're reposting their video, you're giving them credit. So in the past, when I used to do this, I actually forgot to give someone credit. And as a result, they went on TikTok and they made an entire video that says, this brand reposted my video without giving me credit. At least give me credit. And I'm like, but I forgot to give credit. I'm so sorry. If you look at all my other videos on the page, I've been giving credit for every one of them. It's just I forgot to do it for this one. And it just so happens that this one is the one that would go online and just complain about it. Yeah, do you remember that one? Did you see her? Did you see the video she made? She was like, Luma lashes.
That's what she was not.
Yeah, it was so funny. So don't forget to give them credit. But anyway, you're going to be posting at least 3 pins every single day, and you're also going to be posting 3 idea pins every single day. The reason for that is because, to be honest, like, idea pins are new, and I don't know which one's actually the best, so we're going to be trying both. And then that way, you're going to have, like, the most leverage. And honestly, bro, like, that's literally mostly it. But it takes time, and, like, not going to lie, you do have to spend a minimum 2 to 4 weeks of literally just posting every single day without seeing results until you start seeing results. But I feel like it's worth it, man, because you know how everyone right now is literally talking about TikTok organic? So for me, when I hear everyone's talking about TikTok organic, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, if everyone is zigging, I'm gonna be zagging. Do you know what I mean? If everyone's doing the same thing, I'm going to be doing something different. So instead of doing TikTok, I'm going to go to Pinterest because Pinterest is underutilized. So as a result, there's basically more opportunity on Pinterest. So if you look here, this brand is doing exactly that. So they're posting a bunch of stuff of their products on their Pinterest page, and that gets them a bunch of traffic to their website. And like, just look, bro, like they're getting 10 million plus visitors a month on their Pinterest profile. Like, that's a lot of traffic organically. Now, to be honest, the store I showed you in the beginning of the video that was doing $3,000 a month. So that store for me was getting 1.4 million visitors a month on the Pinterest profile. So like, just because you're getting 10 million visitors a month on your Pinterest profile, it doesn't mean that you're making $10 million a month in profit or even revenue. So most of the time, what I do is that if I see a store that's doing at least 10 million visitors a month on their Pinterest profile, what I do is I'm like, okay, whatever that number is, I'm going to divide it by 1,000. And most of the time, that's how much they're making a month in profit on their store. So for example, so I had 1.4 million visitors a month on the Pinterest page. So I take that number and I divide it by 1,000, which means I'm basically making 1.4K in profit a month, which is very funny because on that store, like, that's how much I'm making exactly. And that's literally just from Pinterest, like 100% just from Pinterest. And if you look at the brand I showed you, they have 10 million plus visitors a month. So if you just take 10 million and you divide it by 1,000, that's $10,000. So that's almost $10,000 in profit minimum, which is like, it's not that bad at all. So what I would do is I would find brands that are making at least 10 million visitors a month on their store. And that should tell you they're making like decent money. So as a result, you can copy their strategy. And once again, you can do this with literally $0. You'll just need time to accumulate more and more traffic. And you do that by posting more and more. Also, because I just showed you how to do this thing on a dropshipping store, a lot of you guys keep asking me, how do I fulfill the orders? So what I do is, first of all, I go to AliExpress and then I look at the actual standard prices for the products. And that's how I do my product research. When I'm actually fulfilling, I don't use AliExpress. What I do use is CJ Dropshipping. And the reason for that, because sometimes I offer free shipping, and free shipping is going to take like 2 weeks, right? But what CJ Dropshipping does is that they have an option where they can deliver the product in 4 to 7 days. But if I do pick that option, I'm going to have to pay like just a bit extra. So what I do is that I tell people that if you do get this option, you will be charged a bit extra. And most of the time, people are fine with it. So as a result, I get happy customers and I get more profit. So all you got to do is just literally go to CJ Dropshipping, make sure you connect it to your Shopify store. And whenever you get orders, it's going to be there on CJ Dropshipping. So all you got to do is just go and pay the invoice and they'll basically do all the fulfilling for you. Now, if you want, I do have a discount code on the screen right now. And if you do use that, you'll basically be getting some discounts on products, which is very nice because it's literally more profit for you, man. So again, whenever people ask me, what do you freaking use to fulfill? I use CJ Dropshipping. But I only do that, by the way, when I'm actually dropshipping. Like most of the time, I think 3PLs are the best. But if you are dropshipping, which I think is a lot easier, just use CJ Dropshipping, bro. Now, these kinds of videos, bro, whenever I make them, like people come to me and they start asking so many questions and they just don't take action. And I truly believe like it's that way because of the mindset they have. So I wanted to make this last portion of the video a mindset hack portion. So let me share with you a few mindset hacks that I learned and that help me make more money and take even more action. Now, the first one, I call it Battlefield. I couldn't come up with a better name. Listen, you know how some people sometimes they learn something new and then a few minutes later they're like, let me write a plan, let me write a strategy, let me learn even more about this whole thing I just learned about, and let me watch more videos to see if there's maybe a missing piece that I'm missing, and then let me freaking do this and do that and do that, and they do literally freaking everything but just not do the thing that they learned. So I used to do this in the past, and what I noticed is after all the planning I do, after all the strategy learning and writing I do, when I actually go on the battlefield and I actually do the work, it turns out like whatever I planned or whatever I'm doing is so much different than what I envisioned it. And then I literally start improvising because I'm like, hold on a minute, this is completely different than what I expected. And then whatever I planned turns out to be like super extremely useless. And then what happens is that like I start strategizing and planning literally during the work, and as a result, like that plan and that strategy turns out to be way better. And that's because it's like super extremely useless to overthink, bro. It's so useless. I don't get why people do it. Because once you're actually in the work and in the battlefield, like you'll notice it's like way different, bro. So for example, you know how I showed you this Pinterest strategy right now? like I guarantee you when you actually go and implement it, there's going to be a lot of things that are different than what I actually showed you right now. Like even if I go and do it on the same day that I taught you right now, and the strategy, it'll still look a lot different than what I looked at it right now. Do you know what I mean? And the reason for that, because like time moves, bro. Time moves, life moves, people freaking move. Nothing ever stays stationary. And if you lose yourself in the work and like you become part of the work, you'll notice that you start changing with the work and you start moving with the work and like with life, as opposed to like overthinking and like over planning and like thinking about what to do before and all that stuff. It's way more fun to go and actually do the work and lose yourself in the work anyway. And this method is so underrated, bro. Trust me, it's so underrated. Like instead of like, I remember when I was cliff diving, I'm like, wait, I can't just keep thinking. I just got to go in it. And you got to look at like the work literally the same way. You just got to go in it and you'll see that you'll start flowing and changing with the work by yourself. And it's like you're literally penetrating life and you're making something out of it. But anyway, this was the first mindset hack that I learned, which is to just cut out all overthinking and go straight to the battlefield. The other mindset hack that I learned is realizing that there's actually a version of you in this universe that is one, extremely poor, and another version that's two, extremely rich. Like this is literally happening in this very moment right now. And it's been proven also by quantum physics. And the only difference between the rich version of you and the poor version of you are the thoughts that you're having and the actions that you're taking daily. So for me, literally every moment, I'm like, okay, what would higher me do in this very moment? So for example, if I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and I know I have to go to the gym at 6 a.m., but like I'm a bit too sleepy, I'm gonna be thinking, what would higher me version do in this very moment? And thing is, bro, like higher version of me is like, he's ruthless. You think he's gonna freaking stay in bed because he's sleepy? Like, bro, that's impossible. So my goal every day is to literally beat him. Like it might not happen, but like I'm gonna try to at least get close to beating him because like I'm literally in competition with him every single day. But this freaking showed, man, like he freaking beats me every moment. But the goal is to actually just catch up and try to do your best. And that is a win for you. And all you gotta do is just do it over and over and over again. And also think about it, bro. I just showed you this Pinterest strategy right now. Do you think that there's not gonna be people watching the same video that you're watching who are not gonna take action and actually do the work I'm telling them to do? Like that is your competition. You're literally always in competition with someone and they're gonna beat you because they're gonna be doing the work. So all you gotta do, keep those in mind. Like literally keep that in mind and just realize if you do the work, you'll reach that rich version of you. So make it your to-do list to every day show up and actually beat him. And you'll notice like there's no more room for procrastination or like lack of motivation. Because if that happens, like just realize, first of all, like you're basically humiliating yourself because you're literally getting beaten by an actual version of you in this universe. And secondly, you're basically doing the thing that poor version of you would do. As a result, like what do you get? You get the poor version of you, man. Because remember, both are real, and the only difference between both is that poor version of you and rich version of you, their thoughts and their actions is what determines who they are. And also, like, it's been written for you, by the way. Like, this has been destined for you, and you just gotta pick, like, with your actions and with your thoughts, what do you want? Do you want the rich version of you or the poor version of you? And it's literally, like, that simple. So will poor version of you do the work that I just told them to do? No.